Yes, sir.
Wait, 1 minute. Rammohan, sir,
Yes, madam.
can we start?
Yes, madam. You can start. Can you hear my voice properly? Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, can start.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and a very good evening to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to today's webinar session. We have lined up a very informative and an engaging session. I hope each of you benefit out of it. All that begins well ends well, they say. Let us begin this program with the blessings of the Almighty. I request Ibrahim to recite the Qur'an.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يؤتيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث صدق الله العلي العليم.
Thank you. It's now time for a warm welcome. I call upon Gunasundari to deliver the welcome address and introduce herself.
Good evening to one and all present here. I take immense pleasure in welcoming our guest for the day, Dr. S. Radha Rammohan, Department of Computer Applications, Professor in Dr.M.G.R. Educational and Research Institute. He is also a visiting faculty for Advanced Research Institute. Currently, he is an advisor for government-funded projects of the university. He has 21 years of experience in teaching in India and abroad, 7 years in industry. He has CCNA certification and was Cisco certified authorized instructor. He has completed MSc, MTech in 2001 and 2004 respectively, and PhD in the year 2010, and have published 32 research papers in indexed international journals. 3 chapters in an internationally renowned book published. 1 chapter already published in the Indian edition, and he has 6 patents published. 2 design patent is under process for grant and published 6 books. He is an editorial board member for IJCA and ISBN, editor for Global Multidisciplinary Research Association and Foundation, and a reviewer of high index journals. He also got an University Ambassador Award in 2019 and Best Placement Service Award in 2019, and got Distinguished Professor Award from Institute of Researchers Organization in 2021. He got Best Paper Award and Best Faculty Award from GMRAF in 2020. His area of research is mobile ad hoc networks, IoT, cloud computing, blockchain, deep learning. Got one research scholar on mobile ad hoc networks. He is currently guiding 8 research scholars in the above mentioned area of research in Dr.M.G.R. Educational and Research Institute. His current assignments are teaching, research, funded projects, placement coordination, university convener, Institute of Engineers, student chapter, international relation coordination for the department. For the past 2 years, he was sent to various countries by the university abroad for building up international relations and extending academic support to student community. He has organized a faculty development program and student development programs for the department online and offline mode. We are truly looking forward for your session, sir. I also extend a hearty welcome to all the enthusiastic participants of this session. I once again welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Gunasundari, for that delightful welcome. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for a very good introduction, nice introduction. Uh, as we started with the prayer, may the Almighty bless us all prospects and good health in this coming new year. And I will start the session with by the grace of God, so that it will reach all of you with effective learning or takeaway from this session. I would like to thank Misi for giving me a chance to give a session on IoT, AI and IoT applications. And I thank Director Revati, Madam, for inviting me for giving a webinar. And I would like all the organizing committee people of the MEC for giving me a warm welcome and giving a brief introduction. So I would like to start with the kind information, permission from the director. Can I start, madam? Is it okay now?
Definitely, sir.
Can I start? Can I start from now itself?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Before starting, I will try to share the slide before I start. Just a minute. Am I audible? First, I just want to know. Am I audible for the session? All
Yes,
of you?
sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay. Okay. Can you see the slide? Is it clear now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So first, before getting to the actual topic, I would like to give a brief idea about the role of artificial intelligence into Internet of Things and its applications. So AI is trending today, and it is venturing into almost all the fields of engineering, science, arts, humanities, law, medicine, almost everywhere we see AI implication is there. And IoT is, of course, it is also parallelly emerging technology. It has been it has got a strong influence since last 10 years in the society and the field of engineering and other sciences also. So today, now what happens? There is the bridge is very much apt that AI implication on IoT has become a more important thing of focus for the focus, and that's the reason I took this topic as role of AI in IoT applications. In fact, I'm not going to elaborate about what is IoT, what is its infrastructure, what is its different layers. Those things and all is the basic things which normally you used to read in your regular syllabus. So I'm not going to touch on those aspects, but I'm going to touch where and all AI has to be considered, where all AI has got a very strong touch in IoT, and why it is very much important today that without AI, IoT cannot proceed further, or IoT is nowhere if there is no AI. So that's what I'm going to emphasize today. So now we all know what is Internet of Things. First, we should know what are the different applications available. I mean, which is pertaining to Internet of Things. We should know, and before that, we should have a general, simple concept of what is Internet of Things. Internet of Things means, generally we all know Internet means network of networks, but Internet of Things means we are actually converging the entire world of things into a single domain or platform. That is what is the main idea of Internet of Things, and it has got very widened application. We all experience and we are all enjoying today. In fact, wherever we go, we experience IoT. Wherever we speak, without IoT, we are not able to speak today. So IoT becomes prominent, and without IoT, nothing is happening. But we need an added influential change in IoT. That is why we went into our AI into Internet of Things. So now getting started with the topic. So we know what is Internet of Things. We have many things, whether you take it as a transportation, or whether you take as a time, or you take as a home, or it's going to be. Can you hear my voice? My voice is clear? Is my voice is clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Oh,
Clear,
right,
little bit
okay.
echo is coming, sir.
Is there any disturbance?
A little bit echo is
Echo is there, okay. I'll try to, just a minute. So I'm sitting in a room, a big room. That's the reason probably the echo is there. Okay, now is it okay? Now I keep the mic nearby. Okay.
okay, sir.
So Internet of Things means we see it is a societal requirement. If you go for transportation, again IoT plays a major role. If you go for agriculture, there is a IoT is there. If you take it as a home, normal home, even in a small home in a town or a village, we see IoT implementation. In at least in one part of the house is getting IoT enabled. That is what we see even in villages. I am basically from Kanjipuram. In Kanjipuram, in our house, we have a little bit of IoT implementation is there. So everybody is interested. And we go for any other things that is day-to-day life, whatever we are doing, everything comes under IoT. IoT influence is always there. Now, how it has evolved, IoT, how it has evolved from say 10 years back until now. So it is actually started with just for information technology, IoT for IT related services, IT domain only. Then it slightly enhanced for web services. And when it has got into web services, then what happened? It entered into e-commerce. Then when I entered into e-commerce, naturally, commerce means we go for marketing. So we went for digital marketing. Once digital marketing has come up into the 2005, around 2005. So what happened? Why don't we have it as for a marketing domain alone? We can have it for entire business, all business network. So they want to digitalize business networks. So IoT played a major role. And then in 2020, now it is for almost everywhere, even autonomous enterprise. I want to start a company. I need to have an IoT enabled corporate sector. I need to have if I'm an entrepreneur, I'm going to start a very small business. Even if it is going to be a very small company, I'm going to have a IoT enabled office. That is very much, and it is mandatory and it is inevitable today. So that's the reason. That's the reason being the growth of IoT has emerged because of that need, and it enhanced and it expanded to various fields of application and into the market. Market means I say business market. Now we see how what sort of wisdom we get when we say IoT. IoT gives wisdom. How it is giving able to wisdom? How we are able to derive wisdom from an IoT network or IoT platform. You see, in IoT, the basic things that is underline the layer, laced in the last layer or the base layer, data is the fundamental thing. And the data is converted in information, and information is becoming a knowledge, and the knowledge, once it is understood well, then it has become a wisdom. And that wisdom actually is that wisdom, knowledge management, turning in data into wisdom, that happens very absolutely. It is in a very smooth conversion transformation in case of IoT. So how it happens, how this knowledge management turning data into wisdom, it happens in IoT, we are going to see now. And of course, it is with the help of AI. That is what is That is what our session topic is into. So we are going to see these things further. Now, if you say industry alone, if you take industry alone, today everything is an industry. You call everything is an industry. Today you take agriculture industry. We were not knowing before agriculture as an industry. We thought it is a work, it is our own work as bread and butter. That is what we were thinking before, I think 50 years back. But now agriculture is no more, it's a bread and butter, it's an industry. It is called an industry. If you take shipment, where logistics plays a major role, shipment industry. If you take hospital optimization, today any hospital, if you take, they have, it is called as an industry again, hospital management, though it's hospital is it's a society, I mean, it's a humanity related, it has come into industry and it has come under industrial internet. And if you take any supporting services like smart systems, any smart systems today we have smart cards. Various different types of smart cards we are having. Those smart cards are all actually from the banking sector. So again, the banking industry, it has come from banking industry, industrial. Then banking industry comes again under the industrial internet portfolio. Then factory optimization and logistic optimization. These things I can discuss more, but I'm just going to throw some light on certain things so that how IoT is very useful in case of industry. So if you take simple logistic industry, so logistic industry, if you say it is actually the product which is manufactured, which is produced or manufactured, it has to go out of the company. And once it is out of the factory or company or manufacturing unit, until it reaches the destination, I'm speaking about the product. It can be a product within a local destination, or it can be a destination outside the country or outside the district, outside the state, outside the country, and outside. It can be anywhere. So if the goods or if the manufactured product is not an easy task. Tracing the product is not an easy task. And why? Because the company owner or the manufacturer who is delivering the goods, he has responsibility on sending, or he is having responsibility to see to that the delivery is prompt as per the document. So logistics, we need to have an IoT. The IoT enabled service has to be, or IoT enabled platform should be there so that we are able to deliver the product in time. This is regarding logistics. If you take a factory optimization, within the factory itself, if you see a raw material enter into the production, after undergoing process 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ninth process will be out of the system. So in between, what is happening? There are different stages. In different stages, there is transformation. When the transformation takes place, whether the transformation is as per the expectation or requirement, all these things can be done with the help of IoT application. Of course, there we need an AI implication. That I will come to you back again. So this is on another real-time application which we see and we experience also. And if you take medical devices, today, we see many medical devices. For example, I will tell my own example. Before COVID, I want to test my my sugar level. I want to test my sugar level, but generally what they do, they test for what, they go for a fasting sugar, and then they go for after breaking the fast, they take a sugar again. They check all these things, but what happens? We do not know exactly how our body reacts at different conditions. how the sugar level maintains at different conditions. So what happens now? They try a band, a smart band, and it is a monitor actually. That monitor is in turn, it is connected to, it is having a chip inside, and that chip is able to read different our blood levels, sugar levels, save the information of my sugar level at various periodical time into the chip, and the chip, if it is connected to the remote server, it is getting updated to the clinic or hospital where they want to see my data. So this is what is happening. This is real time that is happening now. All these things comes under, again, if you say what is the who is at the back end, it is again, we always generally say as a illiterate person, I can say it is a network or internet. If I am going to be a literate person, I always say it is IOT and AI. That plays a major role. That's what we see. If you take shipment industry, it's a very difficult processing industry. Actually, what happens? We have to allocate spaces in the ship. We have to allocate space in the ship, and the ship containers are more specific with dimensions and other things because of the ship available space in the ship. So we need to plan shipment loading in an appropriate way, or in a particular in an exact loading weightage and area, so that the packing should be done in such a way that it is able to cover all the goods that is coming up inside the shipment. So the shipment planning is not easy actually. It is a very complicated one since long time. Even 10, 15 years back, one of my friend, is my batchmate, classmate, he was working in shipping industry. He was into software. So his main job is allocation of goods or material that has been received that has to be put in shipment, so that the ship is not overloaded. Ship is not overloaded, or the container is not overloaded or over. It cannot be more than what is apt for the container. So this is what this is not an easy task actually, but we are able to do it with the IoT device. Because you may ask me, why IoT here? What is the reason for IoT or AI here? Because as when we load the material, what happens? There is a material which is having different types of packing. So packing should be in such a way that it is able to accommodate optimum goods that is required for the container. That optimum shipment has to be made so that we are able to efficiently load, transport the shipment. So this is what we see different industry. And another important, there are many other industries are available, we can see, but I will try to give some more examples as we go. Unlock the massive potential of IoT. What is the meaning of this term? Unlock the massive potential of IoT. That is, what massive potential we have in IoT. Massive potential. The massive potential is nothing but improved performance. We are able to reduce the costs. Then next is create innovative services. We are able to create innovative services using IoT. Then next is new revenue stream. We are able to generate new type of revenue. We are able to expand. We are able to expand the revenue of any particular process or production or anything. So it is that is why the massive IoT actually unlock the massive potential that is already there hidden, but it is able to do it because of IoT we are able to do it. The few applications, we have seen some industrial applications. There are other applications are also there, where IoT plays a major role. One is building and home automation, then manufacturing sector, which we have seen already, manufacturing sector, then medical and healthcare system. Of course, I gave a small example of medical, we have, if you take hospital management system, there are many things into it. We have a lot of things to be automized. So that automation and medical and healthcare system today, you may think we are going to, if you concentrate only on one single hospital, it's okay. We can have just install a software in a server and we can run whatever we want. We can get whatever feedback system we want to have, we can have. All these things are possible if it is going to be a single hospital. But if you are going to have a chain of hospitals, if you take Apollo Hospital, it is a chain of hospitals. If you take a pharmaceutical industry, you say Apollo Pharmacy, you have a chain of pharmaceuticals. You take MedPlus, chain of pharmaceutical. You say Baba Pharmacy, Baba Pharmacy is there. Again, they have a chain of pharmacy. Pharmacy is there. So if there is a chain, if the chain is there, if the network of companies, it becomes more. If the network of medical support systems or medical supporting services becoming more, naturally, we need to have IoT. IoT application becomes mandatory. Not just running a single software and getting the solution is not viable. It's not viable. We have to go for a IoT so that you are able to have a complete solution. And next comes the media. Of course, media, you all daily, everything. Daily we are seeing media, different types of media's technology. Technology in media plays a very vital role. It starts from, it is having a major division, that is VR and AR is there. VR, virtual reality, AR, augmented reality. That with the help of VR and AR, they are able to create different dimensions, 60s, 70s. If you take movies today, now they have 3D, 4D, 5D, 60 movies are there. So we are able to experience good amount of IoT implications in media too, and we are able to see different effects. And media is able to utilize whatever current trend is coming up. They are the first one today. They are using it for their purpose. And then statistical analysis. For example, during election campaigns, statistical analysis from different data that is coming up from different places, they are able to judge very nicely, very accurately, and we are able to get accurate results even before prediction becomes a very easy thing. So, for example, prediction generally in olden days at all, we do not know. We will be wondering, suppose if there is an election, who will win, who will not win, we will not understand. So I'm sorry, I'm getting into political issues, but I'm just, because that will be a good example. That is the reason I'm just telling few things on that. So statistical, is it okay, no? So statistical analysis, if you see, they are able to give point blank. They are able to give, this is what is going to happen, this is what is going to happen. So they are very clear, and we are able to predict even before the election results are out. So these kind of things are all it is possible via media. We are able to use IoT and AI for this kind of information. Then environmental monitoring. Of course, we are weather forecasting. Today, weather forecasting is somewhat appropriate. If you see last 2-3 months, they were saying weather forecast, when they say rain, it will rain for 2 days, it is raining for 2 days. So we are able to see some significant true information from the weather forecasting, weather broadcasting organization. And this is possible because of environmental monitoring. And environmental monitoring, of course, it is a backend is IoT and other network domain. Then infrastructure management, then energy management. These are all comes under the additional things. The transportation management, it's a very important thing. Transportation management. And the transportation management, they use different, there are many operation research techniques available in transportation management, but still over operation research techniques, IoT also now add upon and plays a major role. Better quality of life for elderly people. That is also is a thing today. Elderly people enjoy the IoT and its impact. They are able to use AI and IoT very effectively. My father is crossed 80. He is enjoying almost sitting in home, and he is able to connect to any people. He is able to speak to anybody, and his old friends. He is able to speak to his old friends who is in US or in abroad, and he is enjoying the time very fruitfully, and he is happily. So better quality of life even for elderly people. That is also as one of the factor for IoT. Now, this is a very important thing nowadays, especially for Chennai people. Leave alone other Western countries or Gulf countries, they have enough space. Population is also not that much. If you take India or China, space is a very important problem. So if you take space, everybody today, almost everybody, 90% of the city people, metropolitan city people, those who are working in industry, even if they are middle class, they are owning a car, at least a small car. They are owning a small car because they have to commute. Without the car, it's very difficult for them. So if they go for a parking space, even in their own office factory, office premises, parking becomes a very critical issue. So today, smart parking has come into picture, and smart parking is we are able to do that because again, it is because of this intelligent networks. Now, if you go for management, waste management, again this focus again in metropolitan cities only. If you go for townships, if you go for village, dust is there, but dust is not that much. It is not spread, and they are handling it very easily. It is quite manageable. But if you take metropolitan cities like Chennai, Delhi, or Bombay, or Bangalore, even Bangalore today, even Bangalore, waste management is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. So for that, today they started using technologies. Can you hear me? My voice is audible.
Yes,
Is my
sir,
voice?
it's audible.
Okay, right, okay. Right. So the waste management system, if you take, we are able to manage it more, almost to the better extent than before. If you see Chennai city some few years back, some 10 or 15 years back, I will just give an example, very simple example of one street, very famous street in Chennai, that is Ranganathan Street in T Nagar. If you take some 10, 15 years back or 20 years back, if you go to Ranganathan Street, you cannot see the street, you can never see the street so clean. I mean, clean means clean to the extent that bearable cleanliness. Of course, completely clean is not possible because Ranganathan Street is so much crowded. So, but still, you see the wastage, everything is thrown away by the sellers and vendors there. And of course, cleaning becomes a very great hardship. But now today, if you go and see Ranganathan Street, it is still, again, it is a crowded street only. But still, if you go there, it is okay that it is bearable. And if you go to the Pandi Bazaar again, it is next to Ranganathan Street, Pandi Bazaar, it is again a crowded place. Today, Pandi Bazaar is totally clean. All these things are possible because of the waste management, smart waste management systems using IoT. So in IoT, what happens actually, what are the primary things that we are doing actually is we are having sensors connected to the remote, cloud, and we are able to fetch the information or data from the cloud, and we are able to respond to the data that has pumped in from the remote location. So this is what is happening, whether it is a waste management or whether whatever we have seen, the smart parking or whatever it may be, ultimately sensor should be there, actuators should be there should be a remote server, they are connected via the cloud. Of course, cloud gives a greater support. All these things are possible, and ultimately they come into the full complete domain called IoT. And today IoT, it needs, so IoT now, everything IoT becomes IoT become a very important thing, but they want intelligence also into it. So that is the reason we have AI implication, and because of AI implication, we are able to do for any sort of IoT application. We are able to do. We are able to predict certain things, and we are able to proact. We are able to proact, and we are able to do the things more effectively and efficiently. And that is how we are able to manage many things in today's life scenario. Now, if you go to the agriculture, if you go to the farming, if you go for the cattle farm, if you go to the cattle farm, cattle farm is, if you go to the remote villages, today cows are attached with sensors in ears or in, and they have sensors in the head also. And these cows, generally what happens, they roam around and sometimes they may not return back. They have an habit that once the milk is taken, the cows and cattle, entire cattle has been let off in the open ground. And when they go around and when they come back, naturally what happens, one or two will be missing. But today, so when they are missing in the night time, the people go and search in the night time. It's a very risky thing, and they were having a lot of issues. And such kind of issues are not there today, because sitting in home, they know where the particular cattle, or particular cattle or cow or goat has gone, and they are able to trace where exactly it is, and they are able to get back that this thing. So we are able to trace the thing. So this, even for just a cattle field, we are able to have sensors, and in case any of the cattle not well, they are able to sense that also. So such kinds of sensor, different types of sensor they have, so that they are able to identify even the diseases of the cow, and they are able to predict, and they are able to take action accordingly. Now, IoT application scenario now come into the shopping, and shopping is very interesting actually. This scenario, what is shown here, hello, this scenario shown here, it is a bit 5 years or 6 years back. That is a scenario that is shown here. But what is currently, what is happening, if you see, they use hologram. They use hologram, and they use more smartness. The more smartness AI IoT application in the shopping. Why? How it is happening? I will tell you just simple example. When a person enters a shopping complex, and if you want to purchase a particular item, or if you want to know what is the item, what is its complete details, you need not take the item and see what is it. If he is able to if he is having a smarter barcode reader, or if he's having a holographic scanner, he is able to see even without the mobile phone. He is able to see, just focusing the scanner camera on the barcode or the item name. He is able to retrieve all the information about the product. So selection of product, whether it is expired, it is as per the requirement, as per our requirement, all these things are easily identified, and we are able to see it, even taking the items from the rack. Even without taking the items from the rack, it is seen. So such kind of advanced IoT AI technology is implemented. And today there is even the payment. A person goes, when he enters his credit card, or if he enters his PAN number, like PAN card number, Aadhaar card number. Once he enters, and he writes a number, enters a number, and enters into the shop, and try to collect some material, goes out. And when he goes out, automatically it is getting detected. There is one shop in US where a person enters, collect items, when he goes out, automatically it got detected from his account. He need not even swipe. There is no need of any person to swipe the card, swipe his credit card or his debit card. directly it is taken from the account just by having his number or just by his fingerprint, everything today. So just if you are able to give your thumbprint, you are known to the entire world. You are known to entire world. That is the impact of IoT enabled AI devices today. Now, coming to the this thing, Cisco has given certain, how they have given some prediction about IoT and how it will, what will be the impact it is in 2020 and 2008. Like that, they have predicted long back and given. In 2008, the number of things connected to the internet was greater than people living on Earth. That itself was a very big thing. People were looking at amazingly, what is this? Number of things connected to the internet was greater than the people are living on. That's a big thing. That's what we were all wondering, even myself, in 2008. But in 2020, what happened? Number of things connected to the internet will be has crossed 50 billion. Has crossed. It is not will be. It is a wrong word. It has been used here. Actually, I should have corrected. It is not will be. It has crossed 50 billion. More than a 50 billion. Probably it would have touched trillion also if there, if possible. So such kind of things. That is what prevision was there. Then what is the features such kind of, if you are going to have an IoT with the AI implication? So identifiable and addressable objects. And then AI is a must. That is, AI is important for the today's IoT, any IoT application. Then we need to have a very strong architecture, and there should be geo-localization. So we need to be connected with geo supporting. Geo means, I mean, the Google, or what you say, where the geological area has to be connected. So we need to know where we are, where from the information it goes, how long it goes, how far it goes. All these things comes under geolocalization. Then size considerations. All these things are the features of IoT today. And what are the technologies that support? What is it required? Actually, technology support is required. That is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, of course, it has to follow the IEEE standard 802.11. Barcode or QR code, that is what we are seeing. Zigbee IEEE 802.15.4 Zigbee we are using. Sensors and smartphones, of course, they are available. If you take RFID, RFID is, of course, they are using RFID in some places, especially when they are going with a trolley. Now today, if you see smart trolleys in the malls, if you take smart trolleys possess RFID. So it is because of that, the owner or the manager is able to trace the trolley he is able to trace the trolley, where it goes, what are the items in the trolley. All these things are possible with the help of RFID. So widely used in transport and logistics, easy to deploy. Of course, easy to deploy. RFID tags and RFID readers are very easy. Communication range and the frequency depends on the type of technology. Of course, it is having limitation. It has its own limitations. So it has communication range is a limit. Then if you take Wi-Fi, of course, Wi-Fi we are all using, and it's become more common, very common now, both in indoor and outdoor environments. It is used for general purpose, and it is low cost today. I have done my mobile ad hoc network, and I have estimated the cost. I did cost estimation per call. That is my major work. Of course, I had many other work, but the main work of my research is one of the important work is the call cost for a mobile network. So I was predicting with that time when I saw the call cost and the payment which I was making for the call cost, it was totally irrelevant. That is what has happened. That is what I experienced. And now again, it has reduced. They have reduced. and highly interoperable. That is very important. Wi-Fi should have this interoperability. Again, that is a very important, difficult characteristic that is very much required. More focus or concentration has to be given in case of IoT-enabled AI. So highly interoperability. Interoperability is a major factor. Maybe not a good solution in some special conditions. Of course, Wi-Fi, sometimes it is not good, and we always admire, and we always try to follow it, and we always compromise, even if it is, we always compromise, even if it is going to be bad at some times. And barcode reader, ER code reader, that all we all know, already know. So no technological difficulties in this kind of barcode system or QR code system. Now we are almost, it is quite common everywhere. And Zigbee, again, another technology which is supporting our remote devices, remote device operations. Again, it is become a low cost. It was all costly before, long back, but now it has become so cheap. So low cost, very long battery life, because minimum power consumption, energy consumption is very less, easy to deploy, large number of nodes, up to 64,770 nodes can be connected. So that is a specialty in Zigbee, can be used globally. It's secured, ideal for wireless personal area network and mesh network. Support for multiple network topologies, that is there, always there. Top applications, if you see IoT enabled AI or AI, role of AI in IoT application, if you see, and where the application plays, which are all the major applications we see, traffic monitoring system, that's one important thing. Then health, that is another second thing. Security, that is there. Transport and logistics, and daily life and domotics. And this is one of the example I told you. That is, it's just like a smart wristband. It's called as Jawbone UP, and it is linked to an iPhone application, not just a passive bracelet. The application recommends to change lifestyle of or diet. Suppose you want to have a maintain a diet, it is able to give some suggestions for us. After say for example, after wearing the bracelet for 1 week, we are able to get a proper lifestyle diet, so that it is just giving a personal, it is like a personal guide. So we are able to use as a personal guide. Just wrapping around the wrist, we are able to have some good guide along with us. Autobot, it is you've heard about bots here, Autobot. So Autobot, it is used in cars. It gives alerts in case of an accident. Discovery service of car position, that is also there, and integrated with several web services. So Autobots, if you use, we are able to have a safer car maintenance. That's what it means actually. And transport and logistics, if you take one of the first business sectors interested in IoT technologies. So whenever new emerging technology comes, transport and logistics comes into front. Currently, 2 systems are already available and deployed, and one is called container lock and container safe. These 2 things are coming up. It is already there. And integration of light sensor, GPS, and GSM, these are all the common phenomena that is adopted in the transportation logics. Daily life and domotics. So we have domotics, daily life. So this is a smart house. We have door control, we have motion detector, we have security and alarm, we have radiations and temperature, we have monitoring and control, we have automatic notifications, we have remote control. Of course, remote control is there. Environmental monitoring is there. We have window control, we have lighting control. Ultimately, we can have the complete control of the house, even if you are residing at a remote location. So that's how it has come. The domotics has come, and it is major part of the domotic is IoT with AI only. So daily life, many possible developments into domotics. There are no standard and widely accepted solutions yet for domotics. Of course, it is not there, but we try to use it wherever it is possible. A framework has been developed for home automation application. That is what free DOM. That is a free domotics or free DOM. So we have many things going on. It is going on higher and higher. The implementation is going on higher and higher without any stop. We cannot stop. So Web of Things. So today, Internet of Things has gone into Web of Things. So to achieve IoT, we need a universal protocol to combine several protocols. Should be simple. It should be lightweight, loosely coupled, scalable, flexible, and standard. So it's almost like whatever they asked, whatever we have mentioned, it is almost like a web. So instead of saying Internet of Things, we say Web of Things. That's how the term came. Web of Things. What is it? What we infer from Web of Things? What technologies we have from Web of Things? Several technologies and protocols already available and widely accepted by the community also. So we already know HTTP, TCP, IPv6. Of course, IPv6 is into already launched. XML, JSON, RSS, ATOM, REST, WS. To make the objects easily identifiable and addressable. That is what we use. To centralized services. So similar, we have many things for that. So how the IoT has come up since long years, we have already seen, we started with that the same roadmap in terms of years, but here in this slide, we show how we have come across various stages with different, different technological advantage, how we are able to reach. It has started with the supply chain helpers, then vertical market application, ubiquitous positioning, then physical world web. So like that, it's still growing on. The roadmap is still growing, it's going ahead, and it's continuous. So software agents and advanced sensor fusion have come up. All these things are possible because of AI implication only. So if IoT is a separate domain, it would have gone at limit. It would have got a limit. But because of AI got into it, because of AI interaction or AI implementation into IoT has come, so IoT is also growing along with AI.
Sir, you are in mute.
I'm sorry. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry, there is a call suddenly. That's the reason. Okay, I'm sorry. So what are the major issues? If you say IoT and AI application, the major issues is two things: privacy, which is not in our hand. It is beyond our reach. Privacy is a big thing, which has to be focused more, and security. Security, of course, it is a big issue. They are trying to incorporate security to an extent that no one can penetrate, but still penetration takes place because people are interested, they are curious to know what is happening. A human tendency is always there. What's happening in that industry? My company is not growing, the other company is growing. We both are selling the same product. What's happening there? I'm having a curiosity to know what is inside, what's happening inside. Naturally, what I do, I try to cross the security aspects of the company. So what happens? The issues come. It becomes an issue. So that kind of issues, it's quite natural. It is there. It is happening. So these two issues are very common issues, and I do not know what to say because security always is always an issue when IT started. When IT started, security issues started. It was in a very small range. Now it is called an unlimited range. That's what is the difference now. And we have many other networks. We are having many other applications as we saw in IoT and AI. World Sensor Networks has come. Home automation, robotics, as I said before, few minutes back. Health, of course. Unpredictable developments are going on. And yet another issue, another few more slides we need to see. Very important things when you say AI and IoT application, there are a few more things which we need to know. Very 2-3 slides are there. So with that, I'm going to conclude. Main thing is interoperability. Of course, there are solution provider called Greenway system is there. They are able to provide a solution for that. Greenway integrates technology from nuance to connect devices and systems across consumer industry and e-commerce market segments. Of course, Greenway is able to do it. And then, there are other consortiums like, IoT Interoperability for Thread, All-Seen Alliance, Industrial Internet Consortium, IoTVT, Open Connectivity, all these IEEE Standards Association, all these things, they are able to give a good solution for IoT interoperability. But only thing is, we need to adopt whatever being told, or what we have to follow the standards and procedures that is given by such kind of consortiums or supporting agents. So if you are able to do that, we are able to successfully successfully apply interoperability in an IoT AI domain. That is always possible. So intelligent automotive assistants engage drivers using data in the car from the driver and third-party sources. These are all some of the things we have. So we need to, being connected is only a piece of a bigger IoT puzzle. So it is a big puzzle. We can't even imagine how we are connected and we are able to do all things. And to be successful, the IoT needs to be, first thing is intelligent, second is interoperable, and intuitive. So 3 things are very important to have a very full-fledged IoT AI-enabled application. The more intelligent and interoperable things are, more intuitive they become. And the more we use them, the more they learn. The learning process takes place because of AI. Machine learning is there. So learning process is taking place. So they learn, the more intelligent they become. The more intelligent they become, the more intelligent than the human beings they become. So these are all some of the references. I referred all these things for various information. Thank you very much for patiently listening to my session. If you have any questions, you can get back to me. Any questions?
Sir,
Okay,
there,
madam.
Participant,
There is one question in chat.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir. Electric vehicle. Please come again. Can you show it again? Hello? Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Mute Mohana Priya.
sure, sir.
There was a question regarding electrical vehicle. Some interesting question was there. Can I see that question again? Can you repost the question again? Yes, thank you. Electrical vehicle is based on IoT. So, can you please tell your viewpoint? How far villages will be benefited with this? Electrical is based on IoT. See, electric vehicle, we can in villages now. There is no difference between villages and cities. That is what is happening now. Most now the current scenario is happening like that. There is no difference between cities and towns. In our in towns, we see a lot of electric vehicles going on. And that is one aspect is one important aspect is there is the charging station that the energy charging stage charge of in the vehicle, electrical charge in the vehicle, how long it is going to be there. So whether you are going to connect it to an internet or IoT or whichever application, right? Until you are able to have the required charges, then you are able to establish a connection and the connectivity is there and we are able to locate any vehicle that is moving around. That is possible. And of course, we need not have, for locating any vehicle, it is not necessary that we need to have, it is to be electrical vehicle. Even a petrol vehicle or diesel vehicle, if he is having a GPS enabled device, enabled system in it, we are able to locate the vehicle. That is not an issue. And if you need any supporting information related from regarding vehicle, if you want to connect it to IoT, even GPS, through GPS also we are able to connect and we are able to extract information. So electric vehicle as such, we need not be an purely electrical vehicle. Even an ordinary vehicle which is having supporting internet connection, we are able to establish connection through IoT and we are able to monitor any vehicle at any point of time. Hope I've answered the question. Any other question, please? Okay, madam, if they have any questions, they can post to me anytime. You can mail me or you can send it to me.
Sure.
I'm always there to answer. No problem, no issues. Okay.
Okay, sir.
One question.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Sir, Rammohan, sir, one more question. One participant is asking one more question.
Please, madam. Please, madam.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
It is very great opportunity, I can say, to be interacting with you, sir. My one simple question is pertaining to career, sir. After doing BCA, would you recommend CA, MSc, or straight away into a company? I'm hoping to perform well in my BCA to get more than 90%.
Okay.
What would you recommend, sir, as a career path?
See, if you are yes, very nice, good actually. I'm being a placement coordinator in our MCA department. I will definitely give a correct solution for you, correct answer for you. See, if you want to go for higher studies, if you want to go for higher studies at later part of life, suppose after suppose you get a job, even today BCA students get a job with 40,000 per month. They get into the training. During the training, they get 25,000. And once they finish the training, they get 40,000 per month. Very cool. Absolutely no problem. But what happens is they cannot stop there. If they want to grow further into the same company, they have to go for post-graduation. Just not post-graduation will be an additional for his promotion and growing higher. That is one thing. Next thing is he need to learn the latest technologies. Today, AI and data science is it is on full-fledged. It's a full-fledged domain today. Parallelly, some other technologies also growing, but after 2 years, we do not know what will be the new technology that is going to overtake all this AI and data science. That is also there. But at currently, they say AI and data science for another 10 years. It is like evergreen. You understand? So you have to decide whether you want to grow further after joining a company. You want to grow further. If you want to grow further, so what you have to do after joining the company again? I want to do a post graduation. It's a difficult affair. So when you are in touch with BCA or you finish BCA, then you go for a very good prospects. Then you can carry on with your career. You understand? Your career will be, you can continue with your career thereon further. Either you can go for higher studies also after MCA. You can go for MS program in US or any other country, Western countries, and you can excel in that. Okay, that is also possible. So decision making is very crucial here. Okay, right. Okay.
Very great speaking to you, sir. Can I have your email ID, sir? Please, sir. Please, sir.
You can take from Director Revati Madam. You can take, no problem. She's having my email ID.
Yes.
Okay. You can always contact.
Thank you very
no
much.
problem.
There's no age limit, no, sir.
For what?
For career in IT, sir. Because basically I'm a mechanical graduate already. I'm a mechanical graduate already. I'm a BE mechanical, but I am starting in software.
See, until you
rather than doing my MCA, I started with BCA.
No issues. Absolutely no problem. Only thing is you need to have up-to-date technology. You should have all updates, and easy to that you are able to compete with other young aspirants. You understand?
Okay.
Right.
Message.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Right.
Sharing it for
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, tell me. Welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome.
Questions? Participants? So I think we can end the session, I think.
Okay. Thank you very much for the session, madam. And I hope I have done justice for your audience. Am I right?
Okay. I would like to thank you, Rammohan sir, for accepting our invitation in your busy schedule. Your session was very, very insightful, informative. I hope all our participants have enjoyed and they get benefited out of your session. I hope so. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you, everybody.
So we are expecting.
Thank you. Can I leave the meeting, madam? Please, madam. Please tell me, madam.
We are expecting from you, sir, for more sessions hereafter. We want for our MIAC.
Definitely, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sure, madam. I'm waiting for such an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Bye, madam.
Yes, Amreen.
Shall I leave, madam?
Thank you, sir, for that.
Wait, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for that informative
Thank you very much.
and interactive session.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much, madam. So, shall I leave, madam, if you don't mind?
Amreen, you can call Shahir for vote of thanks.
Sir, just 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, right. Okay.
Shahir is there? Yes.
Good evening, one and all gathered here on this wonderful evening. I am glad to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to a resource person of this session, Dr. S. Radha Rammohan, who is a professor in the Department of Computer Applications at Dr.M.G.R. Educational and Research Institute, Chennai. Thank you so much for your time and valuable insights. This session was very informative for all of us. A special thanks to our respected director, Dr. Revati ma'am, and head of the department, Dr. Usha ma'am, for arranging many useful sessions like this for us and for encouraging us always. It's my pleasure to thank all the professors, not only for participating, but also for guiding us throughout. Thank you, professors. I also thank all the participants for their involvement today. Thank you so much for your presence. Once again, thank you everyone for your presence and for making this session a memorable one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
sir.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much, Mohammed.
I'll
Thank
share
you,
your
sir.
mail ID, sir.
Then say, okay, right.